Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, Tron Ares bombed. Now, I didn't know much about this film. I hadn't heard much about it. I'd only heard a bit of talk about it recently. It was projected to make like 50 million, which is pretty disappointing because the last film, which I didn't realise had been this long, 15 years ago was the last film, and it does make sense because I remember my ex had the soundtrack at his apartment on CD. So, you know, the film had already come and gone, and you know, someone who isn't huge on films, you know, had the soundtrack for it. So yeah, that does make sense that it could have been more than 15 years ago. But yeah, basically, I think it made 35 million. I was going to check the exact amount, and I'm like, I'm kind of embarrassed for them, so I don't want to directly quote, because maybe I'm mistaken, maybe it was more. But yeah, no, I think they projected 50 million. The last film, 15 years ago, made, I think, 45 million, and with inflation is more like 80 million. So it really bombed, but I'm not surprised because they didn't promote it very well. No one seemed to know it was coming or what it was about. And I saw a couple of trailers and I still couldn't work out what it was about. It seemed like they were dealing with AI and not Tron, and the world of Tron. And I'm like, did they take it out of the world of Tron and try and take Tron into the real world as like a you know, AI allegory story or something? I'm not quite sure what they did, and that's part of the problem. I still don't know what they did, so they did not do a good job of promoting the movie, because I'm a science fiction fan and I didn't know it was coming and have no idea what it's about. So all I know is it didn't make money, and that's just because I watch Grace Randolph's show every week pretty much, and she talked about it. Other than that, the only other issue, of course, is people seem to hate Jared Leto, and I'm like, I'm not quite sure what he did. I know Morbius flopped, but Morbius wasn't that bad. I mean, it had some issues, but like, it wasn't deplorable or anything. It was just like, okay, that didn't quite work, but okay. So I'm not quite sure why everyone hates him. There's talk of him being problematic in the real world, in real life. I'm not sure what that story is either. So people are concerned now for Master Universe, because when they put in for this, like, he apparently financed this. He's a Super Tron fan, and he pushed for it, and I think he partly like produced it. He basically helped to get it made. And one of the complaints I think that Grace made was that there was no one who really seemed to be fighting for the movie or really loving it. There seemed to be no one really passionate about it, just seemed to be there. But yet he seemed to be really passionate about it and getting it made. So I'm not quite sure what happened here. I haven't seen it. I don't know why it flopped. I don't know why it didn't work. But the last Tron did seem a long time ago, and I think the only complaint I heard that seemed to make sense was that Jeff Bridges or whoever was in the original film only has a cameo film, so it's a Tron movie not really about the character Tron, more about the world of Tron, but it wasn't really the world of Tron. Like, that was just the characters. I mean, it's one of those licenses, one of those movies that's kind of bigger than it actually is. Like, we all know what Tron is and what that world is like, and we have those images, but I don't think people really know the story and what it's really about, and I think they kind of just got lost, and I really have no idea. But now people are sort of worried about Master Universe because he's playing Skeletor, but Skeletor is a bad guy, so maybe we can hopefully spin some of that Leto reputation on him doing a good job of Skeletor, or at least being villainous and bad, like, so maybe that could work. But there are already concerns about Master Universe going in the wrong direction anyway, so this might just be part of the whole, you know, mess that it may be. I can't even pretend like it could be good. It's not going to be good. It's based mostly on Earth. It seems to be doing a bit of a comedy. It seems to not be taking it seriously, and we've got a lot of race swapping and characters that probably aren't going to look like, you know, what we want them to be. We really just want a live action version of the cartoon, but a bit more sophisticated, a bit more adult, a bit more, you know, quality with the designs and detail in the costumes. That's all we really need. It doesn't need to be a total reinvention of the whole universe for the new generation. It's like, the reason why people loved it was because of it. So totally changing it for the next lot of people usually doesn't work. And usually when they do this with a franchise, you know, it doesn't catch on. It doesn't inspire the same love or passion or interest that the original did. And just revamping, rebooting, retooling something just for the sake of it, or to justify releasing it, or to get around copyright and merchandising issues, never works. And Hollywood doesn't seem to learn this lesson. They've done this how many times now? But yeah, so there's not a He-Man video. There's not much to talk about with Tron, just that it apparently flopped, and they're wondering now what the week 2 is going to be like. And Dwayne Johnson's film, I think that did like a 69% drop. So yeah. Tron. I hear the visuals are good though. In IMAX it is amazing, but you need more than that. And maybe they maintained the look of Tron but didn't really explore the story, or maybe there isn't anywhere to go with the story. I need to rewatch the first 2 films again. I had them both on Blu-ray. I was looking at them last night because I was thinking of moving them into another folder. It's one of sci-fi films, but I really need to watch them again. I don't remember Tron. I've watched it once, I think, on DVD. I bought it on Blu-ray. I don't think I've watched it since I bought it on Blu-ray. And I watched the sequel. I think I bought them both on DVD, watched them once, then I bought the Blu-rays to replace them for better quality and didn't actually take the time to watch them again. So yeah, I might just go and watch Tron. And then maybe I'll see the third film.